You like music, you like house. You just haven't realized it yet.
House music is making a comeback, and it's here to stay. During a lackluster year in rap music, I spent most of it looking for music overseas. And what I found was Amapiano. Amapiano is a type of house music that comes out of South Africa, and it's the most interesting thing in music to me right now. I don't think it's a coincidence that house music found me this year, the year I moved into my first real apartment. Amapiano will be one of the biggest music trends of the next couple of years, and I'm here for it. In this video, I'm going to explain what makes Amapiano special. I'll be talking about the people making it popular, and I'll explain why it's going to be one of the biggest trends in music over the next couple of years. So what is house music, and then what is Amapiano? So house music is a genre of music that usually takes place at about 120 to 130 BPM. It was started by DJs and producers in the 1980s in Chicago, coming off of like the disco dance era in the 70s. And Amapiano specifically is like a derivative or subgenre of Kwaito music and jazz music, right? So Kwaito music is a type of house that derived in South Africa. I watched a couple of documentaries on this, and I guess characteristics that stood out to me that separated it from regular house music were things like the BPM. The BPM is a little bit slower and it's closer to about 110. And a lot of the DJs and producers in South Africa were saying at that time, the reason that it was that way is because getting copyrights and clearances to play the house music that was coming over from America and later London was very difficult. So to get by like on the radio and to be able to play the music without getting flagged, they would just decrease the BPM. And eventually, as they started making more Kwaito music and they started making more house music, they just stayed around that BPM, which I thought was an interesting little fact. So Amapiano takes place around that 110 BPM mark. I've seen it a little bit lower, a little bit higher, but around there. You hear a lot of synths, and the log drum, I feel like, is the most distinct instrument that comes along with Amapiano. And the melodies that you hear on Amapiano are a little bit more distinct than other types of house. Amapiano started in South Africa, but has grown way past it over the last couple of years. I can even talk about my personal experience with Amapiano the first time I saw it out live. I went to Afro Nation in Miami in 2023, and they had a whole stage dedicated to Amapiano DJs and producers for the entire day. It is definitely like a vibe, and it's a different experience than any other type of music that you like. I don't know if you've been to like a house party or like a dance party, and I just feel like the vibe is just a bit different than like an Afrobeat party, a rap, or a dance hall party. And hearing the beats live around other people, I feel like cements how you feel about it and definitely like changes your perspective on it. There's been a ton of other Amapiano events across the world. I've heard of events in Brazil. I've heard of events in London. I've heard of events in Portugal. So it is definitely a global thing now, and it's not something that's very regional at this point. So like with most music genres, the people initially pushing it forward were DJs and producers, right? The people actually making the beats that are coming out of the house music, that are coming from Amapiano, right? Today, the names pushing it most forward are people like Kabza De Small, DJ Matt Farissa, the Major League DJs, Uncle Waffles, and I can go on and on. I think the people that are going to bring Amapiano to the mainstream are the artists that are using the Amapiano style beats, right? I say the most notable person that has been using this in the last couple of years has been Ashake. Him and Magic Six have made an entire project that's dedicated to the Amapiano-esque type beats. But since then, all the biggest Afrobeats artists in Africa have been using the sounds, right? So Davido with Unavailable. I've heard Burna Boy on some. Wizkid's used it a lot. Benson's used it a lot. And I could go on and on. But I just think this is becoming the norm in Afrobeats. And I see it eventually spilling over into mainstream in the next couple of years. There are a couple of things that make me believe that it's going to increase and it's going to continue to trend. According to an end of the year report done by Billboard and Splice, Amapiano was one of the most searched terms on its platform in the last couple of years. Splice is a platform where people find sounds and loops to make beats and stuff like that. So over the last year, Amapiano is up 826% in downloads, and the searches are up 309% in 2023. And it's trending in cities like LA and Atlanta, which are like the music label hubs at this point. And so I think the fact that it's trending in these areas where producers in the mainstream are popular, combined with the state of music right now, right? I think it's interesting to see that a lot of music right now is so influenced by TikTok and it's so fast food and so quick. You find songs that are a minute and 30, 2 minutes long, don't have three verses, that type of deal. And so I think the contrast of Amapiano with the soulful beats, a little bit slower tempo, 6 to 7 minute songs, I think that is going to be appealing to a lot of people moving forward, just because it's so different from the music scene right now. And I feel like a lot of people are just tired of it. That's part of what makes Amapiano interesting to me and appealing to me. I've said before that Amapiano found me this year, in the year where I found my first apartment. And there's just so much to do around the apartment in terms of cleaning, folding clothes, just regular everyday chores that come with having your own place. And it is something you can just throw on in the background and you don't really have to worry about like switching songs or rotating songs. Like there's a couple of albums that I just throw on consistently when I'm doing chores. And the albums are so long that I don't even have to think about skipping or shuffling or anything like that. Right now around the house, the people who get the most play for me are Kelvin Momo. He just released a project this year that I really love. And then he released a project last year that I still listen to a lot called Amu DJ Matt Farissa, he's released a couple projects this year. Kabza De Small as well. Uncle Waffles. People I mentioned earlier that are making a trend are definitely people that I find myself listening to fairly frequently. I think I'm going to be on a house kick for a little while now, and I'm going to be making more content and more educational videos about house. So what types of house music do you guys want to see me cover here? Or what types of house music do you guys think I should check into in the next couple of videos? Let me know in the comments below.